How is it going, guys? It is time for the new products video of November for the GR86 and BRZ. And before we get into things, I do want to remind you guys, or let you know if you haven't already heard, that our Driven Media Black Friday sale is currently live. You can use the code DRVNBLK to get 10% off of any Driven Media products. And on top of that, some of them are actually marked down, and you can stack the coupon code on top to save even more, up to 40% off. I also wanted to remind you, or also wanted to update you on some products that have been out of stock but are now restocked and ready to go, including the TRD GR style stabilizing cover. I covered these, I think, in the last new products video, and they instantly sold out, so we've been waiting to get more in, and now they have finally arrived. These install on the bottom of the rear windshield to prevent debris and stuff from going into the rain channels of the trunk and gunking it all up and getting all nasty. The second item that has been out of stock but is now restocked is the V1 roof visors. I don't think I was even able to cover these in a new products video because they sold out before I could, but let's talk about these real quick. So the V1 roof visor is going to install onto the top of your rear windshield like so, and it sort of extends the roof line of the car just a bit further back, gives the side profile of the car a sleek yet a bit more aggressive of a look. It's super easy to install. There's pre-applied double-sided tape on the back side, so you just need to clean your windshield, peel the backing off, and then have someone help you place it into position. Another thing I wanted you guys to be aware of are the other brands that are currently on sale on the website. If you've been waiting to pick up a set of Alpharex headlights, tail lights, a trunk light, or a fourth brake light, now is the time to do so. They're 15% off through the 3rd, which means you can save almost $200 on a set of headlights. If you are wanting to upgrade your exhaust system, AWE exhausts are also 15% off through the 3rd. And for those of you that don't find the stock sound system in these cars adequate, Beat Sonic products are 15% off through the 2nd. So you can pick up the Encore amplifier or the DSP power amplifier to make a huge upgrade to your stock sound system. I swear by this. Some people are very skeptical because you're just throwing an amp in there, but once you actually listen to it, sit in the car and listen to a system that's stock compared to the system with the amp installed, it'll blow your mind. It makes a world of a difference. They also make phone holders that are made specifically for the GR86 and BRZ. They clip on to the passenger side of the center console and give you a really convenient place to put your phone. They have a charging version and a non-charging version. And then last but certainly not least, Veris Engineering products are on sale, 10% off. So if you're looking to add some performance to your car, definitely check out their products, whether it's aero or other bits and pieces. They have a ton of parts available for our cars. Speaking of Veris Engineering, we worked with them to help supply you guys with these pinch weld pucks. If you work on your car a lot and you're using those pinch welds to jack up your car and put them on jack stands, what can happen over time is those pinch welds take a lot of abuse and they can get bent or damaged, which is exactly what these help prevent from happening. So you install these onto the pinch welds, use the supplied bolts to lock them down into position, and now you have a much larger flat surface as a jacking point. So you don't have to worry about damaging those pinch welds because these are much more durable. Again, if you work on your car a lot, these are an absolute must. Plus, they're currently on sale. They're available in black or red with the Driven Media and Veris logo on the bottom. The next product we have is a lighting product. This is the new Driven Media A-Spec fourth brake light. Has a super unique design that I think a lot of you guys will like. These running bars here, these horizontal bars remind me of the Halo swords. That may date me, but that's what those remind me of. They're available in 4 different versions. I'm holding the CBR right now, which is the clear lens, black base with the red bars. There's also an SBR, which is the same thing, but with a smoke lens. And then there is an SBW and a CBW, which is the same thing, but with a white bar. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed on the car, and then we can run through the functions. I'm gonna start by turning the headlights on. You'll see the startup sequence, so it's a sequential effect before it fades into solid. Obviously disregard the Alpharex startup sequence because it's not gonna match up. But this is how the light is going to look when you're driving around at night with the horizontal bars lit up. I'm gonna step on the brake, and that's gonna be the center section that lights up as the brake light, super bright and visible. And what we can also do is change that brake light from just being solid to actually a flashing brake light without having to uninstall the light. So what I'm gonna do is step on the brake, I'm gonna turn the headlights on and off 3 times quickly. So 1, 2, 3. And now we're gonna have a flashing brake light when we step on the brake. So it's going to flash and then become solid. So you can swap back and forth depending on what you prefer. I'm gonna put the car into reverse. That's gonna be the bars above those horizontal bars. Again, super visible, and you can do the same thing with the reverse light as you could with the brake light. So you can turn this into a flashing reverse light. So again, what I'm gonna do is step on the brake, and then I'm gonna put the car into reverse and turn the headlights on and off 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And now you're gonna have a reverse light that flashes and then becomes solid when you go into reverse. So again, I'll go into reverse so you can see it. So it flashes and then becomes solid. So here's the brake again. And I'm gonna turn the lights on again so you can see that one more time. And with the reverse. And there you have it, guys. Continuing on with the Driven Media products while we're still here in the back, let's talk about the carbon fiber 2P rear diffuser. This is perfect for those of you that don't want to drill into your bumper or modify it in any way to add a rear diffuser. These utilize the OEM mounting locations and some pre-applied double-sided tape to install onto the car. All you have to do is pop out 4 of the pop clips underneath the bumper. I've already got 2 loose, so I'll just pull them out here real quick. And then what you do is make sure the surface is clean, peel the backing off of the tape, and then place it into position and install the pop clips. And then you're good to go. It should take you no more than 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna install these on the car real quick, and then you can take a look at how it looks once it's installed. Obviously for this purpose, I'm not gonna be using the double-sided tape because it actually forms very well to the underside of the rear bumper. And those 2 pop clips hold it very well. Obviously you're gonna wanna use the double-sided tape if you're actually leaving these on the car, but for this purpose, it's gonna be perfectly fine. It looks really good. If I didn't have the Greddy Voltex rear diffuser installed on this car, I would be rocking these. Jumping to the front of the car, we can talk about the carbon fiber front bumper bezel covers. These are so satisfying to install because of how well they fit. If you take a look, I don't have any of the backing taken off of the double-sided tape, and we're just gonna slide this into place and push it on there. And it's just going to stay because of how well it fits. Look at that. This is gonna match up perfectly with the Access Parts of Japan fender garnish that I have installed, because honestly, that's the only carbon fiber piece I currently have installed on the exterior of the car. So I'm gonna fully install these, reinstall the front lip, and it's gonna look fantastic. We're gonna have some carbon flowing from the front to the side, right behind the wheel. Gonna look amazing. If you are looking to change up the front end of your car with a little bit of carbon accents, definitely pick up a set of these. Now, if you're looking for a hell of a deal during Black Friday, we have bundled all of the overlays together for the GR86 and BRZ, as well as the WRX and GR Corolla. And what that means is if you order an overlay kit for the GR86, you get the front side markers, you get the tail light side marker overlays, the tail light turn signals, the third brake light, and the reverse light. And you're able to mix and match the different tints and colors. So you could go with a dark smoke front side marker and tail light side marker, and then a red or yellow turn signal overlay, and then go for dark smoke or dark stealth with the reverse light. Mix and match however you would like. These kits are currently 40% off during the Black Friday and Cyber Monday period. Best bang for your buck modification. Super easy and such an inexpensive modification that makes a huge difference. Pick up an overlay kit, you will not regret it. And that wraps it up for the Driven Media products, but now we can talk about other new products around the block, starting with some Greddy products. They have released their bolt-on turbo kit for the GR86 and BRZ. This kit features their T620Z turbo. It includes pretty much everything you need to get it installed besides a tune. And if we take a look at the dyno chart that is supplied, we can see peak power sits at around 287 horsepower, and torque sits at around 284 foot-pounds of torque. So pretty decent gains there. It's gonna make the car feel a lot quicker than with stock power levels. They do say that they modified the kit to make it a little bit easier to install and to cut down on the installation time by about 1.5 hours. Obviously, I haven't installed one of these kits before, so I couldn't tell you how long it's gonna take, but it does look like there are some modifications that do need to be made to get this kit installed, but that's kind of just how it goes when you're installing aftermarket turbo kits on cars these days. But if you are looking to add some more power to your car, this is another option you can go with. That being said, if you aren't looking to add forced induction to your car, Greddy also offers their Sports Catalyzer Series exhaust manifolds, which is just another fancy way of saying a catted header. This is a 4-to-1 design. It's a two-piece design with the catalytic converter section being a separate piece. And if we look at the dyno charts here, we can see gains pretty much across the board. Obviously, not as big of gains as the turbo kit, but that's to be expected. We're seeing a gain of about a little over 6 horsepower and 8 foot-pounds of torque. If you're not going the forced induction route, an aftermarket header and tune is probably going to be your best bet to make more power on these cars, and this is another option for you. Tomei has also released a couple different header options for the GR86 and BRZ, 2 different options. They have an equal length and an unequal length if you want to go after that iconic Subaru rumble. These are their version 2 made specifically for the FA24 with larger diameter piping. I'm not sure how much of a difference that's actually going to make in real life, but if you've been waiting for a specific header to be made for the FA24, Tomei has you covered. This next product is for those of you that are JDM lovers and for those that are looking for a new intake system. This is the Sims Ram Airbox system. If you haven't heard of Sims before, they are based out of Japan. I believe they were formed in 1993, and Sims is actually an acronym for Specialist from Yajima for Motorsports. I believe I have that correct. But they make a variety of different products for mostly Subarus, with the BRZ and the GR86 being one of them. It's really interesting to see how different companies design and utilize that space to make these sort of intake systems to capture the air and have it flow in as best as possible into the engine. But if you are a carbon fiber lover and a JDM lover, definitely check out the Sims intake system. Let's talk about some new suspension systems. Cobb has released their lowering spring kit for the GR86 and BRZ. This is gonna lower your car 1¼ inch in the front and 1 inch in the rear to help even things out. The spring rates are 266 pounds per inch in the front and 215 pounds per inch in the rear. This is gonna be a great set it and forget it setup where you don't have to worry about adjusting the damping or adjusting the ride height. You just install the springs, get in alignment, and you're ready to go out and enjoy the car. For those of you that do want the adjustment and fine tuning, Tane has released their RX1 coilovers. The special thing about these is that they utilize their hydraulic bump stopper system. So instead of having these standard bump stop, this has a hydraulic bump stop. So when you hit, say, a pothole that fully compresses your suspension, it's gonna be a lot more comfortable than with a standard bump stop. They do actually still have a standard bump stop. It's just smaller than you would usually see. And the HBS system kicks in before you actually hit that traditional bump stop. Another thing that's different on the RX1s is they have an eccentric washer on the lower mounts that you can adjust to get a little bit more or a little bit less camber depending on how you have it oriented. Plus the camber plates up top. So if you're looking for a new suspension system, these have 16 clicks of damping adjustment as well as camber plates, and then again that HBS system and the additional camber adjustment on the lower mount. You can obviously adjust the ride height and all that jazz. This is an option you can look into. Last but not least, we have a new exhaust system from Remark. This is their muffled axle back system. It features 4.5-inch tips that are available in either a burnt stainless steel or a polished stainless steel with single walls. You can pair this up with their mid-pipe kit if you want it to be a full catback, but since this is a muffled system, it's going to have a bit more of a refined exhaust tone that's gonna be louder than stock, but not too loud where it's overly obnoxious. It's also super easy to install. If you're just installing the axle back itself, it's literally 2 bolts and nuts to unbolt the stock suitcase muffler section off of the mid-pipe, and then you use some exhaust hanger pliers to remove that part from the car, and then reinstall or install the new system, which is gonna be a lot easier than taking the old system off because the muffler section is smaller. And then you're set. Should sound a ton better than the stock system. The hardest part is gonna be getting that stock muffler off of the car because of the sheer size of it. But definitely a worthy upgrade if you're looking for something easy to change the exhaust tone of your car. And that is gonna do it for this month's new products video. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving spent with your friends and family and you ate a ton of good food. And now you can go off and hopefully save some money on parts that you've been wanting to pick up. If you liked anything you saw in the video, all the links are down in the description. If you have any questions whatsoever, comment down below. I am always happy to help. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.